I've seen it over the past several years because the theory is, people woke up at one point and said, is it scarier to be an entrepreneur and work on my dream, or is it scarier to be somebody who's working on somebody else's dream and they fail and then now I fail? So I've seen that over the last couple of years. I think that entrepreneurship is growing. I think that people are very excited about the time. We're in the best time in history due to technology and things of that nature. I also know that there's a lot of uncertainty out there, but to a true entrepreneur, that doesn't matter. We've always had uncertainty. We've always, whether it's you're dealing with the politics because of the closing of borders and trade and stuff like that, but that's what an entrepreneur does. They wake up every single day and they deal with adversity. So the real entrepreneurs I know look at this as, oh good, there's more problems coming around. That means the weak ones are gonna fall by the wayside and I am about to get busy. That's the only way to look at it. Because if you go into it scared, you're dead already.
You really are the entrepreneurial story. I mean, when I think of kind of just a classic example, I think of you, I think of Kevin Plank of Under Armour.
Sure.
For those in the room who have entrepreneurial ambitions, either of their own or they want to work at one of these hot tech startups we've talked about, what's the best advice you can give them?
Yeah, well, listen, first of all, real life experience, you cannot compare that to anything else. Go out there and over-provide. 80% or 70% of my company probably started off as interns. They had to go to college, whatever the case is. But go and over-provide for somebody in some place you want to be and try to out-hustle the boss. Try to outwork the boss so the boss will either make you his partner or her partner or whatever the case is. Do your research, do your homework, and fail fast and fail small. Take affordable steps. One of the top reasons that entrepreneurs fail or the small businesses fail, it's really overfunding. They go out and they raise capital from a bunch of people and or take out this mortgage on their home. They go out and then build a $20,000 website instead of coding and learning to code like I told you and build a $2,000 website. They go out and build a retail store and sign a contract instead of, or go buy this big office instead of going into WeWork, right, and whatever the case.
Or Blueprint & Co.
They're not ready for Blueprint & Co. We're not talking about that yet, but we're talking about the power of broke. And they go out and they spend all this lavish money instead of just taking affordable steps. You want to be like Mark Zuckerberg. You want to be somebody who wanted 2 friends and then 4 friends and now 1.2 billion friends, or somebody like me. I stood out here on this corner. I stood out right here on 42nd Street, and I used to break dance when I was 12 years old, all the way up to 14 years old. And then when I was 18 years old, I revisited this corner with a bunch of hats. And I just stood out there in that corner every single day. Here's the best thing about being in New York. When you stand outside in New York and you ask people to buy your clothes, they don't tell you what they think about your clothes. They tell you what they think about your mother. They tell you everything. And that's what I got. That's what I learned, out there. And I sold 1 hat, 2 hats, 20 hats. Then I got to the million, and then whatever the case is. Out hustle everybody.